Hey everyone, I think I am live. Welcome to another one of my LinkedIn live events. So, today's topic is how to transition from a full time corporate career to having your one person life coaching business. Now, this question is something that I get a lot, specifically after I've launched LCTM, which is my life coach training and monetization program, wherein people, aspiring coaches specifically, get in, they get trained as coaches, also learn how to set up their own one person coaching business, and the learning is lifelong because LCTM is a lifelong program. So one thing that people tend to struggle with a lot is how do I make the transition? Specifically, those who have full-time jobs and those who are corporate professionals, and they really want to get into coaching because they have this deep desire to make a difference, to live a more meaningful and impactful life, for their work to matter, and specifically because they have a very strong urge that I really want to create a difference in other people's lives, right? And because they have full-time jobs, they have different commitments, they find it a bit hazy about how do I even make the transition, because not a lot of people talk about it. So personally for me, I also had a full-time job before I actually became a coach, before I started my one person coaching business full time. So today's topic is going to be not only inspired by what I have learned, but also something that I'm also telling people, the ones who have joined LCTM as well. So before I start, I'm just going to quickly check if my audio and video is working fine, and then we're going to start. Okay, I think I'm visible and audible, so let's begin. So, you have to first understand how does a person actually run a one person coaching business, a life coaching business. So a lot of people think that simply getting their life coach certification from wherever you're getting it is enough, and just because you have a certificate you are a coach. But that's not the truth. Anybody can get a certificate. That is why there are so many, this certified coach, that certified coach. I don't want to name the organizations and all of that stuff, but you will see there are a lot of certified coaches. But if you go and ask them that do you actually have a business, most of them will tell you no. Or even if they do have a business, it's very inconsistent, like it's not actually something that they can call it a profession that they can rely on, right? Now it doesn't mean that you have to have a full-time coaching business only. You can also have a coaching business part-time. But today specifically, I'm more focused towards people who do want to ultimately make a transition to a full-time coaching business, and how does it actually look like, right? So always remember that you are truly a coach when first you are trained as a coach, right? Which means that you have gotten your training done. Second, you actually have clients, paying clients, not you trading sessions with other coaches, doing free coaching. None of that, not that. What I mean is having actual paying clients, and for that you need to know business skills. So a coach who knows life coaching skills, which is the core skill that you have, plus business skills, as in how to actually run a business or how to run a coaching business, how to market yourself as a coach, how to actually go out there and create a difference, and all of that. That is when you are truly a coach and a truly a business owner, right? So that is what having a one person coaching business is about. Knowing the coaching skills as well as knowing the business skills it takes to monetize the coaching skills that you do have, right? Now, your journey as a coach, your journey as from being someone who's an aspiring coach to a coach who's not only making great money but is also running a sustainable business, is going to depend on your commitment. It's going to depend on your learning curve, as well as it's going to depend on your passion. Now if all these three are high, right, your commitment is also high, you're a very committed individual, whatever you learn you actually put into action. Your passion is high, which means that your ability to learn is very high. You're resourceful. You don't just rely on, let's say, your coach or your program, but you are very resourceful, like you learn from everywhere. And third, your learning curve. If you actually are able to learn fast, then it's very easy for you to set up your coaching business. For example, I was able to make more money in just the second month of my coaching business than I have made in like what my monthly salary was in my job, right? Because all three of them were high from my side. But when I say commitment, I don't mean just commitment to your business, but also your personal commitments, right? So for example, if you are someone who already has a full-time job, if you're someone who's also a parent, if you're someone who has different commitments, your personal commitments and your work commitments, then the transition will look different for you, which is what we'll be discussing today, right? And for example, for me, that was not the case because I am not a parent and I did not have additional responsibilities as such, right? So I could fully focus on my work, and also my learning curve was high, my commitment to my work was also high, and my passion was also high, and that is why my journey was much quicker. But I want you to know that please don't be disillusioned by it again, and this is something I tell people inside my free community as well, which is the empowered coach community, where there are aspiring coaches as well as existing coaches, that please do not compare your journey with other people. Okay, you may look at other coaches who may tell you that they've done it this fast and that fast, but please understand the context. Because for me, my journey was very different from other people. I was able to scale my business much faster, and I was able to replace my income from my job with my business, like in just the second month of my business. That doesn't happen to everyone because everybody is living a very different life, right? So don't put that kind of pressure or expectation on you that my life or my business also has to look like that, right? So I want to discuss what the transition really looks like. So the level 1 of transition is targeting slow to moderate transition, right? So for example, you are someone who has a lot of commitments, right? And you are looking for a transition that is slow to moderate in speed, it is comfortable to you, and it is not actually like wreaking any kind of havoc or is demanding a lot of change, right? Because if you have less space in your life, right, we cannot expect you to completely drop everything and just jump to a completely different profession like this. So if you're looking for slow transition, then I highly recommend giving 2 to 4 hours per week to your coaching business. And how will that look like is that initially those 2 to 4 hours will completely go into training, whatever training program you're enrolled in. For example, inside LCTM, people who are inside my life coach training and monetization program, for us we are going to meet 4 hours every single week, right? And 2 hours are going to be for training, and other 2 hours are going to be for coaching, wherein they're going to get coached by me. And another thing is that it's a lifetime program. So one thing that people inside LCTM is never worried about is that they have to complete their curriculum under a specific time, like 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, none of that, right? My program is specifically designed for people who don't want to feel this pressure on their head that they have to get their program done in this amount of time. Because I get it, okay, life happens and we don't always have the luxury of time, right? There are so many different commitments that are always going on. So that is why LCTM is a lifetime program. So if you are someone who actually prefers working on your own pace and you don't want to feel this pressure on your head that I have to complete this in this specific time, LCTM is the right place for you. So you start with giving 2 to 4 hours a week, right? So this will be consumed in training only, specifically for how long your training program is. For example, LCTM is at least 3 months long, and new modules will be added throughout the life, like because it's an evolving program. So initially start with 2 to 4 hours a week. After those 2 to 4 hours a week is done, again here we are assuming you're going in this space only. You will start to you have to start to focus on business skills. Now, see, I always recommend working with someone who can teach you business and coaching skills both. Again, one thing I've seen a lot of coaches fall into is they get the certification and then they are like, okay, now what? Now what do you do with this coaching certification? Because just because you have a coaching certification doesn't mean that you actually have clients, right? So that's something that is addressed in LCTM as well. It's not only a coach training program, but it's also a monetization program where you will learn how to set up your coaching business step by step from scratch. And it's a lifetime program, so those business classes will increase over a period of time and you will have complete clarity, right? So I recommend that whatever program you're in, right? Let's say your coach training program is done. Then after 2 to 3 months, you need to start focusing on building up your business. Now, what does building up your one-person coaching business about? Now, my philosophy as a coach has always been do organic things. Specifically, if you're someone who has never made any kind of money from coaching, don't go into investing, paid, like don't go into paid ads, don't go into paid marketing right away. And again, this is my philosophy, yours could be different. And there is a reason why I had this philosophy. The reason I had this philosophy is because I sponsored my own coach training. Okay, I sponsored everything on my own. There was no one funding me. So I was always very clear that I will make a profit first business, which is again something I'm teaching inside LCTM, to build a profit first business, which means do organic marketing. It may make you feel like, it is taking a little bit longer, but it's better for you to have strong foundations than to just throw money at a problem. Okay, if you have a marketing problem, your job is not to throw money at it, specifically as a one person life coach, right? Your job is to solve it. And marketing as a coach is not rocket science, specifically if you're working with the right mentor, right? That is why we have business and marketing classes inside LCTM, for you to actually learn how to market, right? Now, after you're done with your coach training program, again, spend that time building your business. And when you start learning business skills, again, wherever you're learning it from, you will start to see that you will notice that you are able to replace, uh, you know your income that you have in your job with your business. Now this also has its stages, right? So for example, if you're going on this pace, it may require you 6 to 8 months or a little bit longer than that to start seeing your job income being replaced with your business income. If you're a little bit faster, then it may require less amount of time. For example, the next level of growth is moderate to fast. So if you want to grow in your coaching, one person coaching business at a moderate to faster growth rate, then I recommend giving at least 6 hours per week to your coaching business. Now how you divide this 6 hours is completely on you. For example, people inside LCTM, 4 hours is going to be for training in the beginning. And if they are able to like invest 2 more hours, then I have like done given them business classes that they will be going through, so that they can start working on the training, as well as building up their personal brand online and building up their business online, right? So if you can give 6 hours, and again, if you give more than 6 hours, then obviously your growth will be phenomenal. As I told you, that I was able to get my first 3 clients in just second month of my business. Okay, and then after that it has only grown. There have been highs and lows, but it has never come to a point where I've never gotten a client or where I've not made money from my business. So I was able to experience that growth because I was giving, obviously, like 10 to 12 hours or even sometimes more than that in a week to my business. But if you are not in that position, give the time that is suitable to you. So if you want to experience moderate to fast growth, I recommend at least 6 hours. Okay, that, and these 6 hours include both your training and coaching, as well as learning business skills to start setting up your online business. And if you follow this space, it is very easy to replace your income from your coach, like your coaching, to replace it, replacing your job income with your coaching business income in like very nicely in less than like 6 months. It's very easy to do that if you do it right, and if you're working with the right mentor, and not just taking a certificate and then feeling, oh my god, what to do about it now, right? So if you are able to give at least 6 hours a week, then it's very easy for you to do that. Now, I want to discuss major roadblocks that a lot of aspiring coaches face. And this is something that I've been recently seeing a lot more, because there is this thing I've noticed, specifically when I started, structuring LCTM and everything. I started noticing that coaches end up going to two programs. Okay, either they go take their coaching certification, right? And that's it, they get their coaching certification from big organizations, and that's it, they have the certificate and now they feel lost. Or the second is they go work with business coaches who have never run a life coaching business themselves, right? They've never really run a life coaching business, and they have never really like done any kind of coaching. They just call themselves a business coach out of the blue, and soul guided coach and guide purpose, and I don't know what all they're calling themselves. So because of these two extremes, coaches don't really get a mentor who not only is running a coaching business themselves, but also is someone that can teach them how to run a business, right? So there are two extremes, and that is the bridge that I wanted to, there is a gap that I wanted to bridge inside LCTM, which is where, you learn from someone who's actually run a coaching business, so that they can tell you how to grow it organically. Because you have to remember that business is a long term game. Okay, it's not who wins the race fastest. That's not how businesses work. You have to be in the business for a long term first. Second, you have to have strong foundations. So I want to discuss a few roadblocks that people tend to face inside, uh, you know when they start becoming a coach, and when they start doing the coach training. Before that, I'm just going to quickly check if we have any questions so far. Okay, so far we don't have any questions, so we're going to move forward. So the first roadblock that aspiring coaches face when they have gotten their training program done is that they feel lost, because there is a difference between having a certification that is calling you a coach and actually having paying clients as coach, right? And a lot of people feel lost after they've gotten the certifications, because now they're like, okay, now I have it, now what? Because just because you have a certificate doesn't mean that people will actually come to you as clients, or people will pay you, or people will continuously come to you again and again, right? Because building a business is a very separate skill from just having your coach training done. So the first major roadblock people face is here. And how LCTM solves this roadblock is that once you get your coach training done, you've gotten your coaching hours done, you go through business classes and marketing classes to actually learn how to set up your coaching business from scratch, right? It's like a step by step guide. Not only that, you get personal support from me as well, because we have Friday support sessions for life, right? Those are coaching sessions where you come and you get coached by me directly. So you never feel lost. Not only do you learn from the marketing and business curriculum that we have, but you also get coached every single week. So there is no point of feeling that there never comes a point where you feel stuck, because you always have help. You always have help. Now, the second roadblock that a lot of coaches face, which they don't expect that they will, is personal roadblocks. Now, see, you have to understand that when you start a business, a lot of your personal securities will resurface. Your fears, your trauma about money, your insecurities about money, your insecurities about growing a business, and everything else. So, when you are going through your personal roadblocks, it obviously affects your business as well. Why? Because you have to understand that as a coach, your business comes from your brain. And when your brain is not in the right space, when your brain is not in the right, I would say it's not at the right momentum, and you're not thinking right, you're not feeling right, it's going to affect your coaching skills in front of the existing clients you have. It's also going to affect how you grow your business. So this is something that we also solve inside LCTM in our Friday support sessions. When you are coming for the Friday support sessions, you get coached by me every single week, and you also have community support throughout, right? And because you have so much support, there is never a point where you let your personal roadblocks actually affect your business. So never ever underestimate your feelings when you're running a business, because most coaches don't shut down their businesses because there is some problem that they're unable to solve. It's because their feelings and their thoughts overpower them, because of which they're actually unable to move forward, right? So this is a very major problem actually, when you go to a training program and they just tell you, okay, this is how to become a coach, but they don't actually offer you any kind of personal support, or they don't actually tell you how to deal with your emotions as a coach as well as a business owner, right? Now, the third thing that people tend to face problems with is that they don't know where to learn business skills from, and they feel lost. And this often happens after you're done your coach training, but then again, business skills are missing. Like, you have done your coach training, give a certification, and you're like, okay, now what? And the other extreme of this is people end up working with business coaches who have never run a profitable coaching business themselves ever. They're just sitting here and telling you, okay, how to get clients, when they themselves have never run a coaching business, which is, I think, it makes me laugh, because it's like an MLM scheme, right? It's like, I've never, let's say, been an engineer myself, and I'm teaching people, okay, this is how to become an engineer. It makes zero sense, right? So, as an aspiring coach, always work with coaches who have run a coaching business for themselves. And how do you identify it? Ask people, have you run a life coaching business yourself? Or is your business just business coaching, right? Not that, but actually ask before business coaching, before coaching people how to get the business themselves. Have you run a coaching business for yourself? How many clients have you worked with? How long have you worked there with? Because I personally know business coaches who are broke, They themselves have no clients, but they're telling people how to get clients, right? So to avoid this scam, always inquire with people, what business are you running, right? What experience do you actually have? This will help you gauge whether you're working with the right person or not, right? Because again, a certification does not make you a business coach, right? Actually having experience running a profitable business is what can qualify you to actually help other people run their own business, right? So I also, there was some background noise. I also want to talk about a personal belief problem, or I would say, rather than personal belief problem, some misconceptions that aspiring coaches have, which again results into them either just getting the certification sitting at home, or working with the wrong set of people, or just never getting started. So, the very first thing is obsessing with certifications. Now you have to understand that it's very easy to start a training program and just giving out certificate. Very easy to do that. Anybody can do that, right? But what really matters is, are they teaching you how to become a good coach and how to get clients, right? Now, when you run behind certification, you are coming from that again, employee mindset, or the mindset that has been instilled in us while we were pursuing our education, that you need some validation. And if you have that validation, people are going to come and work with you. And that is the pitfall, or I would say that is the, yeah, that's a pitfall a lot of people fall into. And that is a common mistake a lot of aspiring coaches make. They run behind certificates. They run behind, okay, let me get this certificate, let me get that certificate, and XYZ things. You have to understand, people don't work with you because you have a certificate. When clients are approaching you, they're only going to ask you one thing: can you help me? If you cannot answer this question, if you don't have the confidence as a coach to answer this question, people are not going to work with you. Your certification is just a proof of your training. That's it. It's not a ticket to get clients. Always remember that. It's never a ticket to get clients. Even inside LCTM, I've told people again and again, and even the ones who are enrolling in, that please do not obsess over certificates. Even when you're coming inside LCTM, the certification is something you will get, obviously. But that's the last thing I want you to worry about, because that is not what is going to get you client or build you a business. Ultimately, if you are a coach without clients, then you're not really a coach, are you? You're just a person with a glorified certificate. So don't run behind certificates. Run behind deepening your skill as a coach and deepening your skill as a business owner. That is what is going to get you clients, right? Now, again, second thing that people tend to miss out as aspiring coaches or even existing coaches is having this shiny object syndrome, wherein they look at one shiny thing and they run behind it, changing niches every single day, or thinking that, okay, let me learn one more modality, that's when I will get clients, or running behind a new marketing tactic. Basically, running behind anything shiny they see. And when you run behind anything shiny you see, you're not consistent. So your clients don't really know what you stand for. Now, I'm not saying that don't change niches if you want to, or don't change things in your business if you don't want to do this, right? Obviously, change things. But if you're just chasing something shiny in the hope that, okay, this will get me clients, it's not going to work, right? Because you have to understand that coaches who actually have a booked out practice, or coaches who are successful in their business, they're successful because they talk about one thing again and again and again, right? That's how people actually recognize you. If you keep jumping on from one thing to another, then people don't really know what to remember you for. So they don't really know who to come to you for example, let's say that I'm talking about, working with people who have anxiety and confidence issues, and after 6 months I start to talk about something completely else, and someone who has, let's say, read my content 5 or 4 months back now feels like, okay, you know what, I have some confidence issues. I read Rianshi's content, let me contact her. And then they come to my profile, they're like, oh, she's suddenly helping people with fitness. She's suddenly helping people with this. Okay, maybe this is not the person for me anyway anymore. So a lot of people run behind this, shiny objects, or have this shiny object syndrome, because they're not confident in who they are and they're not patient enough. And again, both the skills very important to run a business. You need to be confident in the value you bring to the table, and you also need to be patient. As a business owner, you need to be patient. And one example I often give to people is that if you can spend 3 years pursuing a college degree that is not helping you in any way, if you have done 12 years of schooling, if you've worked in a job that you hate for years, I think you can give your business at least a couple of years, right? Be patient. Don't expect your business to like be a cash cow and like churn out money in the first or second month. And again, this is the kind of mindset that you develop when you get coached regularly, which is what people inside LCTM are going to get. They're going to get coached every single week. right? Now, the next problem that a lot of aspiring coaches and both like existing coaches as well face is staying stuck in their fears instead of resolving them. See, whenever you have fears or whenever you have problems regarding starting your coaching business, or you already have your coach certification, or probably you don't have your coach certification, is that you stay stuck. You either get into this victim mindset that, oh, it will never happen for me, it will never happen for me, it's so hard, it's so difficult, I'm so unlucky, and you are in that whole thing. Or you are on the other extreme that, okay, let me just give it up, what's the point, let me just give it up, right? So in both the cases, it's not helping you, so take help. If you're stuck somewhere, talk to a coach who already has a business, they are running and they're good at it. Talk to them, tell them about your fears. See, I regularly speak to coaches who are experiencing a lot of fears, and when they share those fears with me, I coach them out of it, and by the end they're always very grateful and thankful. So don't stay stuck, take help. Staying stuck does not help you in any way, it does not make you a hero, okay? It just makes you stupid, and I'm very blunt about it. Staying stuck is the worst thing ever. When you are consciously staying stuck because you think, oh my god, I'm too big to take help, or keeping your ego above or stuff like that, please remember, it's the most stupid thing you can ever do. Okay? And similarly, if you're fearful about taking help, please understand that whoever you are admiring as a coach, they were also once at a point in their life where they did not know stuff. I remember that when I started my business, I used to, admire a lot of coaches. And one thing I always told myself was there was also a time where they were also beginners. So today, when I get a lot of aspiring coaches who tell me that they love my business and they love the work that I'm doing, I always tell them that there was once a time where I didn't know jack shit, like truly. But because I was willing to take help, because I was willing to invest in my brain, because I was willing to, actually understand, know, and learn instead of shutting myself out or going into victim mindset, I was able to come here. And obviously, there's far more to experience and a long way to go for me as well. But the point is that no matter whoever you are admiring, go take help from them, right? Don't put them on a pedestal thinking, oh my god, I will never be like them. There was also a time that they did not know things, right? So simply go seek help from them, take the mentorship. Don't put your ego or put your fears above your learning. Okay, one of the first things you will learn as a coach is to put your ego aside, to have a mindset wherein your purpose is bigger than yourself. Now, the next thing, again, a lot of aspiring coaches do, and even existing coaches do, is comparing your level 1 from someone's level 10, right? Today, I can look at a coach who's making, let's say, 10 times more impact and money than me, and I can feel bad about myself. But if I really look at this person's journey, I would see that they have been in the journey far longer than me. They have failed more than me, probably. They've tried more than me, right? Similarly, there are people who do look at my journey and they feel like, okay, you know what, Priyanshi is doing XYZ great and she's doing this and that. And when I ask them that, have you actually tried XYZ? And they tell me no. So I have failed more than them, right? I have failed more than even they have tried. Similarly, there are people who are doing far better than me and they failed more than I have tried, right? So be mindful that if you are at level 1, for example, if you're an aspiring coach, your level 1 is to get your coach training done and learn business skills from the right mentor. That's your level 1. Don't worry about level 10. Oh my god, how will I get clients, how will I help this type of person, that type of person? No, 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 that's not your level. Don't worry about a level 10 problem when you are on level 1. Make it clear to yourself that I don't have the right to worry about a problem that I don't even have right now, right? I'm not solving the problem I have right now and I'm going to worry about level 10, right? That's stupid. So don't do that. Be mindful. Similarly, if you already have your coach certification, if you are already an existing coach, and let's say you've not even made your first few lakhs in your business, and you've not even made your first 4 to 5 lakhs in your business, and you're worrying about, oh, how to make consistent 4 to 5 lakhs a month, how to do this, how to do that. So before you make your first lakh in your business, right, your first 6 figures in your business, you need to first consistently make your first 50,000. You need to consistently make 80,000, right? So before you again worry about how to do level 10 things, look at where you are right now and solve that problem. Or be like, allow yourself to be grounded in your problems and solve them right there instead of worrying about future problems that you don't even have right now. And inside LCTM, we're going to solve all of this, because LCTM is a culmination of, as I said, both the coach training program. You become a very qualified and a very talented coach. Second, you learn how to set up your one person coaching business from scratch from me. Third, you are never going to be alone in your coaching journey because it is a lifetime program, right? Which means that you get coached for life. Once you're in, you meet me every single week and you get coached for life. And we are going to start our program on 20th of July, which is in 9 days. If you're interested in joining us for the very first batch, you can just DM me LCTM and I will share the program details with you. I also run a free community called the Empowered Coach where I share audio coaching every single day. So if you're interested in joining that community of coaches, feel free to DM me community and I'll share the link with you. And all the links are also available in the feature section of my profile. If you are an aspiring coach, please remember that take decisions that you will be proud of after 3 to 4 years of your life, right? Think about what you're doing right now and ask yourself, will I be proud of this 3 to 4 years down the line? Because that is a question that I've asked myself again and again. Before I did anything scary, I always asked myself that, is it going to make a great story 5 years down the line? Or that, what, let's say after 10 years, when someone is asking me, what are crazy things you've done? And if I say that, what, I had this crazy dream of becoming a coach, but I never acted on it, that's not going to make a good story. And I don't want to tell that story. I want to tell a story that I took a bet on myself and I want to tell about my experience. So always remember that failures are easier to digest. Over a period of time, you become proud of your failures because you at least think that you've tried. Regrets are very hard to forget, right? So don't give up on your dreams. Get your training done under the right mentor, learn from the right people, whoever you're learning it from, even if you're not inside LCTM. But take the path that you feel called to the most, and you will find that it will be the easiest and the most wonderful path you've ever walked on. And if you have any more questions, feel free to text me anytime and I'll be here with you. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. I'll see you next week for another live event. Bye bye.